The giving of good for mutual cooperation must be the world thought keynote of the new humanitarianism, if man is to survive. Local application of this thought within the limited confines of family, town, state, and nation will be extended to the whole world family of nations and peoples. We are at last looking upon the whole international world of many people as one unit, for nature is itself a unit. Each part extends itself to every other part. Each part is that other part too, and from which it is extended. That is the principle we call growth. We might coin a new word for growth, and call it an unfolding of a folded pattern, such as the pattern unfolding of an oak from its unpatterned seed. We must learn to know nature spiritually as the living expression of the universal thinker, not merely as a physical creation. Nature is physical only to those who know merely its physical aspects. Those of cosmic knowing who see and hear its wave rhythms of light and sound with the inner eyes and ears of their living souls know that nature is eternally living even as they eternally live. They know that there is no such thing as death in nature. There is but a continuous transformation of matter into other forms of matter. They also know the voice of the one intelligence in nature as it whispers to man through his inner voice. And they who do know that know also the unity of that one voice with themselves and with all things. They who do know that have discovered self, and that is the greatest miracle which can happen to any man. We must learn to look upon nature as the prolific creator of abundance instead of looking upon her as the destroyer. Everything in nature interchanges with every other thing in order that nature can be continuous in her expression of change. This new concept of creation as a continuous transformation of matter into other forms of matter is teaching us that creation itself is not what we thought it was, but merely an interchange of elements into new designs thought out by universal intelligence. It is but a fabrication of one thing into the appearance of many separate and apparently different things. The manufacturer demonstrates the entire creative principle by converting his raw materials into many forms of the same materials in accordance with the designs of his creative intelligence. Consider the seeds of grain, the fruit of trees, the spawn of fish, and children of man. These are not given for self-preservation, but for self-multiplication. They are also given in love for the purpose of perpetuating the creative ideal of mutual service and mutual interchange to the whole by every part. Therefore, there can be no loss nor hurt to any unit of nature, even if life itself be the cost, for any service given to any part by any part is given to the whole. Another thing we must learn in order that we may understand our own unfolding is that this changing universe is not a creating universe but a transforming universe. Nothing changes except form, design, and dimension. Nothing is created anew or by evolution. New forms unfold by the transforming of thought. Nothing in nature evolves, it transforms and unfolds as it transforms. Universal intelligence operates through existent materials, whether in the industrial factory or in the formation of nebula. Even the materials themselves appear and disappear in transforming cycles. All things are. Nothing new comes into existence. Universal energy is constant. Nothing is added to it or subtracted from it. Its apparent changes are but interchanges. Nature multiplies by dividing. She adds by subtracting. She re-gives what she has been given. As nature, including man, changes his thought patterns, existent material forms and combinations are transformed into the forms and dimensions of transformed thoughts. A manufacturer stamps out 5,000 wheels from an alloy. All of those wheels were in the metal before they were transformed, and the same metal is in all the wheels after the transformation takes place. Also, the 5,000 wheels were one unity before they were extended into 5,000 separate transformations. We must know that they still are a unity, even as separate extensions, just as we must someday know that man is one, even though he may seem to be many. All products of nature or of men are the result of subtracting raw material from raw material, transforming it into divided parts, and multiplying it into transformed forms. We used to think of wheels and material as separate individual things. We are now learning that each is an extension of the other, even as each man is an extension of every other man. Just as the one becomes many, so do the many become one. The metal is not destroyed by its transformation, nor are the wheels created. Likewise, death is not destruction, it is but transformation into life. As the apple or flower or tree existed on the planet before its transformation into other forms, and as the planet still exists in the apple, flower, or tree after the transformation, so are we beginning to realize that the bodies of men existed in the planet before they were extended from it, and the planet still exists in man after its transformation into a mechanism through which the immortal universal intelligence flows. Creation is therefore a two-way process in which destruction of one form of matter must balance its construction into another form, the form alone being destroyed. Each is but an opposite phase of the same thing. The form of the ingot is destroyed in the factory in order that its products can be fabricated. Likewise, one fish may eat another in order that it may mother a million. The ideal of the fish has not been destroyed by its transformation. In fact, it has been perpetuated. Destruction is necessary for construction. Death is necessary for life. Destruction and death only seem. Each is a road leading to the other. Neither are bad, for there is no bad in nature. Nature gives itself to life, that life may live. Likewise, life gives itself to death, that death may die. Each effect is a mutual service to the other for the good of the whole. The new freedom is, therefore, a freedom to express oneself abundantly by becoming firmly rooted to the whole, developing great strength by taking the abundance from the whole which one needs for the purpose of multiplying it for the service of the whole, and not alone for self or any part of the whole. The glory and the art of living will be in the ability of the individual to balance the abundance of that which is given him with the abundance of his giving. Nature is neither altruistic, charitable, philanthropic, nor self-sacrificing. She does not give of herself in that spirit, and neither should man. She only gives what passes through her for transformation. Man's regiving should likewise be for the purpose of transformation. Nature is but a distributor of transformed forms. Nature balances her giving with her regiving, and so should man. As the vine is given an abundance for its own enrichment, it redistributes that abundance for its repetition in transformed forms. So should man learn the lesson of enrichment which comes from balanced giving, and the stagnation which comes from taking without balanced giving. The whole purpose of nature is to effect continuity through repetition of balanced mutual interchange. Nature therefore flows abundantly, multiplying as it flows, dividing as it multiplies, and adding as it subtracts. Between her equality of interchange, her balance is absolute. All nature is built upon good thoughts followed by good actions. All man-made institutes which are so built will endure forever. Good actions are balanced.